Welcome back to Daily Decode, where we break down the headlines, decode the chaos, and bring you the truth others won't touch. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the stories the mainstream media won't cover. The truth behind the noise. Decoded.now. This one is going to be controversial, shocking, and frankly, hard to believe unless you've been paying attention to the deeper currents behind American politics. We're diving deep into the stunning developments surrounding Karoline Leavitt, the former Trump spokeswoman, rising GOP star, and one of the youngest Republican firebrands in recent memory. But now, she's made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Karoline Leavitt has reportedly left the country, and not for a vacation or a policy conference overseas. No, according to multiple insider reports and recently leaked travel documents, she has taken an unscheduled departure from the United States just as a federal court fast-tracks a jaw-dropping $80 million lawsuit tied to Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. It's a political thriller that's unfolding in real time, but unlike most headlines, this one has layers that go deeper than a legal case. This is about power. This is about retaliation. This is about what happens when rising stars in the political world challenge the wrong people, and what desperate moves are made when the legal noose tightens. Let's begin with the lawsuit itself. Jasmine Crockett, known for her explosive demeanor and sharp-tongued responses on the House floor, filed a lawsuit back in March alleging that Karoline Leavitt, along with several operatives tied to her media team, orchestrated a malicious campaign of defamation, harassment, and online manipulation that she says directly targeted her family and her political standing. According to Crockett's team, they have digital footprints, emails, and video evidence that allegedly tie Leavitt to an orchestrated effort to not only discredit the Congresswoman but to weaponize AI-generated media, bot amplification networks, and even encrypted payments to third-party content creators. Sound far? Maybe, but when the court granted an emergency motion to accelerate the processing of the case just last week, everything changed. We're talking about a lawsuit with serious teeth. The documents filed allege financial damages amounting to $80 million, citing personal security risks, career sabotage, and even psychological trauma stemming from months of coordinated digital attacks. Crockett's legal team, bolstered by a coalition of civil rights lawyers and digital privacy experts, argued that this was not mere political mudslinging, this was modern warfare, digital-style. Now, here's where it gets even more bizarre. The moment news broke that the court was expediting the process, meaning subpoenas, depositions, and potential asset freezes could come within days, Karoline Leavitt suddenly became unreachable. Her official X, formerly Twitter account, went inactive. Her Instagram was wiped of recent posts, and her last public appearance, a Fox News panel, abruptly ended with her saying she was going off-grid for a few days. A few days turned into silence. Then came the bombshell. Flight logs and leaked intel from a private charter company showed that Leavitt had boarded a non-commercial flight out of Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, landing in Reykjavik, Iceland, less than 6 hours later. Iceland, a country with limited US extradition policy and notoriously strict data protection laws. Why would someone in her position take such a sudden and unexplained trip, right when she should be preparing for legal discovery? Her spokesperson released a vague statement claiming she was traveling abroad for previously scheduled engagements, but insiders close to her campaign staff who spoke to Daily Decode on condition of anonymity say they had no idea she was leaving. In fact, one campaign advisor admitted they haven't heard from her in over a week. So what's really going on? Let's break it down. First, the legal stakes are sky high. An $80 million lawsuit isn't just a political inconvenience. If even half of the allegations stick, Leavitt could face not only financial ruin but potential criminal charges depending on what's uncovered during discovery. The accusation that she helped fund or direct disinformation campaigns using bots or synthetic media could fall under federal cybercrime statutes. Second, let's talk political motive. Karoline Leavitt has been climbing fast in the GOP, a former assistant press secretary in the Trump administration. She was one of the youngest candidates to run for Congress and has since become a mainstay on conservative media outlets. Her rhetoric is bold, her style is confrontational, and she doesn't hold back when criticizing Democrats. Jasmine Crockett, known for her own nonsense approach, would be a natural political enemy and a prime target if someone wanted to score points in the MAGA universe. Third, we have the timing. The acceleration of the court case happened just days after federal investigators received a digital forensic report from a third-party cybersecurity firm. That report, according to multiple sources, contained metadata that allegedly links back to devices used by Leavitt's team. If true, it would mean this case just moved from circumstantial to evidentiary, and that's a game changer. Leavitt's sudden flight to Iceland could be seen as a strategic attempt to buy time, avoid immediate legal pressure, and perhaps even negotiate some kind of diplomatic or legal buffer before returning. But if that's the case, it signals a level of panic we haven't seen before in recent GOP scandals. What happens next is even murkier. A motion has already been filed to compel her return to the US for deposition, and lawyers representing Crockett are reportedly working with the Department of Justice to issue a formal notice to the Icelandic government. While there is no formal extradition treaty specifically for civil cases, political pressure can mount, especially if criminal charges follow. Behind the scenes, GOP operatives are distancing themselves fast. As of this week, the Republican National Committee has removed several press releases that featured Leavitt. Her name is no longer mentioned in several upcoming conservative PAC events. Some say she's being ghosted by her own party. Others believe she's being protected, that this is part of a broader political chess game designed to contain the damage until the 2026 election cycle calms down. But let's ask the bigger question. Why would Karoline Leavitt, a public figure with ambitions of returning to Washington, risk everything by fleeing the country? Could it be that the evidence against her is far worse than anyone realizes? Are we looking at a massive digital scandal that goes beyond political attack ads into the realm of information warfare, funded and executed from within the American political machine? Or is it possible that she's the scapegoat, a rising star set up to take the fall for a broader network of digital operatives? And let's not forget the wild card in all of this, the AI angle. If Crockett's legal team is correct, and there's proof that AI-generated content was used to smear her reputation, we could be witnessing one of the first major political showdowns involving synthetic media. That opens up a new frontier for political accountability, digital ethics, and the role of emerging technology in democratic processes. Already, lawmakers are whispering about proposed legislation aimed at curbing political deepfakes and disinformation campaigns. But if a sitting member of Congress can be targeted in such a sophisticated way, and the alleged perpetrator flees the country before trial, we're entering uncharted territory. The Biden administration has so far remained silent on the Leavitt situation, but insiders at the White House are reportedly monitoring the case closely. Expect that silence to break if this lawsuit escalates or if criminal indictments begin to fly. Meanwhile, Karoline Leavitt's location remains a mystery. Her last known sighting was at a boutique hotel in downtown Reykjavik, but sources say she left under a fake name just days later. No one knows where she is now, not her legal team, not her political allies, and not even the private investigators reportedly hired to track her movements. For a country already divided by political distrust, the optics of a GOP figure literally fleeing the country under the shadow of an $80 million lawsuit couldn't be worse. And for her supporters, this raises serious questions about her integrity, her motives, and the future of her career. This story is far from over. The legal machinery is just getting started. And if the information leaks continue, if the evidence truly shows a deliberate effort to manipulate public perception using AI money and power, this could be one of the biggest political scandals of the decade. We'll continue to follow this case closely. Expect subpoenas, expect congressional hearings, expect the media frenzy to intensify. But here at Daily Decode, we'll keep cutting through the noise and bringing you the raw truth behind the headlines. The real story the establishment doesn't want you to know. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our follow-up deep dive when more legal documents are unsealed. And if you've got tips or inside information about this case, our DMs are open. We protect our sources. Until next time, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and stay tuned, because the real story is never what they want you to believe.